Hello, everybody. It's MonkeyPuzzle. Just doing a little yoga to get ready for today's episode. Sorry, I just woke up at my sleeping chambers here. I logged on. I started recording as I logged on because sometimes I come into the server like falling from great heights, and it's pretty funny. And I wanted you guys to see it, but that time it was just sort of the standard legs over the head. Anyway, today we're going to do a little adventure. We're going to pick up on a little adventure that BoringLP and I, where we left off. So I think we should do that straight away. I can just give you a quick update right here because I don't want to take too long. But first, I just want to say for the industrial cooker, how much I have been loving having these engrams in here, especially all these consumables. It's just awesome to be able to see everything. It's just makes it so much easier to make all these things. You don't have to look up on the wiki for each one of them. So that is a great thing, and I think it should be true in vanilla. So that's great, and all the crops are keeping up and everything like that. And okay, I have now the S Plus item collector. So I went ahead and made up a bunch of propellant, and then this thing is picking up all the poop and eggs if there were any, and going ahead and keeping some in the beetles, a modest amount so you can fit the different sizes, including the huge poop. And then the gardener is going ahead and putting it in everything. So that is great. I have not used the nanny yet. There's been a little suspicion about whether the nanny corrupts as part of the save corrupting or extra resource using or whatever, but so far here it seems to have been fine. So anyway, let's head on this adventure before I talk too long, because y'all know I can do that. So basically, out here in the farthest southeast corner of the map, BLP and I made a journey where we kind of went like this, and long before a lot of this stuff was even in the map, well, there was the redwoods and there was the highlands. Yeah, the volcano, I think, was still a work in progress at the time. Anyway, we came all the way down here, and so now that's where I'm gonna go. And basically, sometime around the week of the 8th, Ragnarok and ARK are going to update, and we're going to get 1/3 of the desert added. So, and it's going to come in 3 parts. So, not much is here at this point. Let's see, take a little peek outside. Yep, it's pretty flat. So, I thought it would be cool to show you kind of the before and after, just so when the update drops, of course, I'm going to explore it, but it'll just be even, more exciting to see the stark contrast from where it is now and where it's going to be. And I don't think I've really showed you this yet because the footage of BLP and I getting down here got corrupted. So I came in here yesterday. I think I'm going to ride this one, the one without a name, 237. So this one actually needs a name. What are you? You are a female. So, female name for a saber. I have to think about that. But anyway, I went ahead and sorted through all the stuff that we had left from our adventure, and I got it ready to go. So, let me see. I don't need to carry all this on me right now, though. But I did go ahead and pull together a set of stuff that I could use. We could take that off. We don't need all the arrows. And then one of the other goals of here, besides showing you basically what what the desert looks like now, is I want to tame a thylacoleo. This is a great place, actually, to get a thylacoleo without having them leap down from the redwoods. There are spawns for them out in the desert. And one thing I'm going to do is actually turn the gamma down a little bit. We're going to do gamma, I think 2.2 is standard. And let's try like a 1.8. Oop, not 0.8, but 1.8. Yeah, just turn it down a little bit because it is bright out here. They've turned the light up, but they haven't done the temperature yet. I think that's going to come in the second update, not the one coming up. So I've been following the streams quite a bit, and I could tell you some stuff I don't know if I want to tell you all of it, because there's a few things I'd like to get the scoop on, but I'll probably share them anyway as we go along, and I need things to talk about. So I got that together. Let me see, we've got this, we've got arrows, we've got tranks, we've got 31 trank darts, I've got some bolas, GPS, some water. I cooked up some food last night, most of it spoiled, but it's enough to get going, so you don't have to wait for me to do that. I don't need the extra sword on me, and I think I'm good to go. Yeah, so like I said, BoringLP and I came down here. We each had one saber and a saber on follow, and it got us down here pretty well. We came down here too before we had even any mods on the server. We didn't have Structures Plus or anything like that. We had very basic gear. All of this is just straight up level 100 stuff, or 100 armor. Nothing from blueprints or anything like that. So we carried these gates down with us because, as you can see, there are no resources here at the moment. Just to make fire and to cook some food down here, I had to destroy a couple extra ceilings I had. And I could take this apart at this point. Now that we have Structures Plus, I could make the demo gun, take this apart, but I think I'll leave it here as evidence that we were here. It's nice to have the beds down here. And I should be able to get back to, I think I'm going to head for the lighthouse in one go. So let's do it. We're already 7 minutes into this. Boy, I can talk sometimes. So yeah, the 3 quadrants. So this is the furthest southeast, and this is going to be the last one they add, I think. If I got the order right. So nothing's going to happen here for a minute. Rimta said she saw a couple 150 thylacoleos out here, so we're gonna keep our eye out, try to tame one. That's the big goal of this little adventure, besides just showing you all the stuff, or the lack of stuff. Anyway, and I gotta watch myself a bit, but I should be, oh, there is one straight off. So we can do this. So let me see, let me go ahead and make sure that these are all on passive. They've all got a fair amount of health, so I just might use them to tank this guy. Let's start out with the rifle, and I'll stay on and shoot from here, I think. See what we can do. I'm not totally adept at shooting from a mount, but I should be able to pull it off. Let's see. And this is sort of how we got the one before. Of course, though, then there was 2 of us shooting, not just me. I don't have a saddle down here for this guy, but we'll get it. Yeah, and darts don't seem to have a drop at all, so this may get a little scary. These guys have been down here forever, so if we lose the saber, it's not going to be the end of the world. But I'd rather not, of course. Of course, I'm safe while I'm on this, so I just got to keep an eye on its health and keep firing as quick as it will. I'm using the darts because they're stronger than the tranks, of course. I've got to be in its body here. Wonder if I could pull out if I wanted to. But this guy's tanking it just fine so far. I just got to keep an eye on it and make sure I don't overshoot this guy. It's not too hard to aim at the moment, as long as I'm actually hitting it. Yeah, let me see if I can pull out of here for a second and then get him on somebody else so I can shoot him better. Distribute that damage a little bit, but hopefully this will be a piece of cake. They all move forward a little bit with each bite. This thing takes forever to load. Hopefully the DPS of the tranking is as good as using the crossbow. How you hanging in there, Destiny? You're not getting too bloody yet? Man. Although I think, the torpor takes as much time to go up as this thing takes to load. So we should be doing fine. Oh, except here comes another one. Or a saber, so hurry up. And fall down, guy. Oh, it's sleepy. Excellent. We got that one. Okay. Come here. You're too close. You're going to mess up my taming. So, hopefully we didn't mess that up. You know, and one thing I don't have right now, ooh, you're bloody, is some prime. Or some mutton or something like that. So, let's go get some prime. And let's see if our taming effectiveness was destroyed. So, we got some carnos right here. These guys, when I allow them to do it, they're a very effective force. I always liked sabers. They're so mobile and they're pretty tough. But they're not overly tough to be OP. And I like that a lot. Keeps some challenge in the game. This guy's actually half down. But it's fine. Okay. Oh yeah, Titanoboas, they've got prime too. Oh good. Get that Arthropleura when it can't shoot my armor. Oh yeah. Alright. Let's go see how that Thyla's doing. Hey you. Get out of here. So she said she actually saw 2 150 Thylas, and I guess we're gonna have to get some prime off this RG too. Hello. Come out over here. Oh, come here everybody. Oh, so close. I don't like that. Alright. Well, it is what it is. We may have to wait for this guy to wake up again. Guy or gal. Let's see. It's a boy. And I actually didn't check what the other one I have is. That would have been a reasonable thing to do. So I know if I have a mating pair. Because if possible, I would like to use the nanny to do an imprinting of a raising pair of thylacoleos. Can I actually pull straight into this? I need something in its inventory, don't I? Let's put something it won't eat. And do that. And then we're going to pull prime meat. So, oh, it's be raw prime meat. There we go. And let's pull all those in. Pull. And then let's check out 99.2. That is good enough. That's not perfect, but it looks like nothing wrecked it. So that's just part of having prime meat. So that's cool. I'm just going to get through this tame. It looks like we're on the right track. And we will continue with the adventure and talking about the updates and things to look forward to in the desert section of Ragnarok in just a sec. So it turns out these guys liked cooked meat better than the raw, which I sort of vaguely remember. So trying real fast to change out the prime for some cooked prime. So just thought I'd let you guys know about that. It looks like it might rot faster than I can pull this off. But yeah, prime apparently is... Raw prime is not any better than cooked meat for these guys. Get over there. Ah, the delay. What is doing that? Alright guys, anyway, I'll get you when it's done. Hey, so it tamed up. We were at about 90% taming effectiveness. 91 I think was the best I could have gotten with the cooked meat or cooked prime. 92% it looks like. So that's not bad. I would have had to have like cooked mutton or kibble to do better than that. So we need a name for this boy. Some kind of desert cat name. So let me know what that should be. Cool. We got part of goal number 1. I know there's another 150 out here somewhere. But that's very cool. So instead of following me, why don't you follow one of these cats in the rear here? You can be part of our rear guard. That's cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this campfire back over there in case some traveler needs it. And then we will continue on our adventure. Oh, and by the way, when I say there are no resources out here, I mean, there are no resources. See that one rock right there? that's actually not a rock. That's a rock golem. So, oh, what are you guys doing? Oh, you're just... thought you were stuck in quicksand for a second there. This one is an 85 already checked, so don't have to worry about that one too much. But yeah, just in case you don't believe me. Oh, we got that guy. I'll show you. Hello. Oh, there we go. Come on, everybody. Oh! Rubber banding is real today. Let's get out of here. Yeah, no resources. And I learned also that the leader of a pack of hyenas actually gives prime, because there was some near the tame. I was able to harvest off those. Anyway, see you in a second. Alrighty, so let's do the rest of this adventuring. I'll keep my eye out for the second 150 thylacoleo. Gonna have to keep checking them. That's not it. Alright, so yeah, they're gonna update the desert in 3 stages, and this one's gonna be the 3rd. And apparently this section might be the one that gets some kind of new dungeon thingy or cave thingy or something like that. So that's something to look forward to. I saw Jackson streaming recently, and he was talking about making it not just like a normal thing, but really trying to make it fit into here. So looking forward to the creativity that he does with that. It's very good. And both him and Dave, Excited Kangaroo, have been working like crazy trying to meet the deadline. So they're definitely on point about that, trying to get this all done. But yeah, we're going to skirt around the coast here real quick and get up, and then we'll cut over. So they got some landforms all built in here. I think they're going to keep those to some extent, but they're doing a lot of work. I definitely encourage you all to check them out on Twitch. Is their main venue for streaming at Ragnarok Devs at Twitch. It's really fun just to watch them shaping the land and adding stuff, and they have a really active discussion going on while they do it too, so people are able to ask questions and to make suggestions and all of that. It's really cool to see that kind of transparent development going on. I'm pretty amazed that they can get work done while streaming. I would have a hard time getting real work done while doing this, but credit to them. Maybe it keeps them from getting distracted. Working on computers, it's very easy to pull up Firefox and Reddit or whatever you're into and get distracted very quickly. So maybe having people watch them helps with that a lot. So let me get over this ridge and we'll see what's over here. So you guys have probably seen us visit our desert outpost. Let's make sure everybody's following me. Over here there's one section of this desert area that has some resources. If you're on a server that allows you to get through the barrier like ours does, you have to be on an unofficial server for that. And yeah, then you can just go right through the barrier. It kind of sticks you for a second. And this is still pretty bright. Let's oh, you know what happened is I actually got DC'd back when I was taming. So I'm relogged. 1.5 is pretty good. It's very yellow, but at least it's not so glaring. This is not how it's going to stay, obviously. They're going to work on it. So I'm pretty excited about this. One of the things that I'm kind of reluctant to give away, but I think I will, just because I know every builder, ARK builder and their brother is going to be doing this right away, and it'd be nice to have a little jump on it myself, is they are making platformable cliffs here. So they've got some rocks to put on the cliffs that have a specific shape, and we're actually going to be able to stick platforms on them. So that's really cool. It's kind of like what they're doing, it seems like, from the trailer of Aberration, that they are making these platforms that you can stick into the sides of cliffs. So these are not going to be those new fancy ones. These are just going to be your basic platforms, whether you're using, you know, vanilla or S plus or platforms plus. You'll be able to stick them on these. Yeah, I mean, they've been good with that so far here, of just making alternative things to stick platforms on, and I just think that's really cool. So you can see me just getting across here that this is a pretty sizable area indeed. So this area that way, over that cliff face there, it's more than a cliff. I mean, that's like a whole giant mountain ridge. Just on the other side of that is the redwoods, and the border goes right over the top of that. This is going to be the second area they do, and this is going to be where the sandworms are. I don't think I'm going to go there now just because it'll take me so long, but right about where my head is, right over there, it's not rendered in at the moment, is the only place on the map now where there are desert resources in this area. I mean, there are some now over on the southwest islands, but over here there's actual cactus. That's the only place you'll find cactus on the map. There's sand, there's sulfur rocks, and so on. We have a little outpost there, which we probably should clear the dinos out of too, getting these guys out of harm's way. Even though this is going to be the third update, I thought, well, it's probably time to get these guys. And then just a good time to show you the transition from now until the update. So yeah, they're just making all kinds of cool forms in the desert. Well, actually, I think I was going to go cut across this way and save a little time. Let's just make a beeline. If I can get over here. Where's the other side of the map? And we'll get to the part where they are going to introduce the most recent update. So there's a UT. I don't think we want to mess with that. Guess we'll take a right turn here and go down to the flats from here, and then keep heading that way. I got quite a crew with me now, though. I'm not too scared of a whole lot, but yeah, don't want to get too confident either, because that's always when things happen. Right, guys? Yeah. But you can see there are all the desert spawns out here at the moment. There's mantises and the arthropluras, and they got the hyenodons out here, and thylas apparently, beyond just being a desert creature or a redwood creature, are somehow also a desert creature. But you know, it's all the stuff that's on Scorched. Ooh, let me get out of here. Ooh, and it's quite bright over here still. Yeah, and some people don't like that they're dedicating so much of the map to the Scorched stuff, to the desert stuff, but I think that makes sense, because if you're gonna have Scorched on one map with the other island type stuff, you gotta give Scorched its due. Because you can't be over here and just be able to jump over into some lush biome. You know, you should have to, like, struggle here. You know, if it's hot or you need water or whatever, it shouldn't be like you can just hop skip over to the next, you know, friendlier biome. And they are going to do all the weather effects here, although they are going to customize it somewhat too, apparently. So there will be the sandstorm, but it is going to be localized to the desert areas. So I think that's cool. I mean, having to play the waiting game while sandstorms happens is a little, you know, frustrating for a video game. But at the same time, it created so much atmosphere and really did make you feel vulnerable to the weather. They are going to have electric storms, but they want to do it differently. Because the thing is, if you only have half the map scorched and there's an electric storm, for people who are playing PvP, that would make the desert just a no-go for building any kind of PvP bases, because they would be at a disadvantage to the other side. Because if you If you don't know, electric storms in Scorched basically debilitate any kind of machinery, including, you know, generators in your base, and, you know, electricity, and your chem benches and cookers and all that kind of stuff. But it also deactivates your weapons if you're out here too. So you can't use, well, any kind of techish weapons. So you can't use rifles, you know, anything above the crossbow, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going here. I'm not sure if I should bring you guys for the whole journey. I'm pretty sure we've already hit the half-hour mark at this point, unless I was really clever in my editing. But I usually am pretty completionist about it. But you guys get the point, I think. I'll take you with me a little bit further here, just so you can see a bit more, because we're heading towards the area that's actually going to be the area that is getting developed, and that plateau up there apparently is going to be the place for some mega tribe out here. Jackson's going to really fix it up and make it the spot, and there's going to be like a huge view of everything from up there. So over here, this is a feature that I wanted to make sure I showed you guys. Let's get down here without doing too much damage. Hello, Procoptodon. There's this big water area. It's kind of this big shallow, almost wants to be like a desert marsh or stuff. And I saw they were doing stuff with this. It's going to be like a big cracked gorge with water down at the bottom, and only accessible to get underneath it from a couple points. So be interesting. You got to go down there to get water, but it's going to be very hard to get out. It's going to be quite a pinch point, either for fighting bad dinos or for fighting tribes if you're doing the PvP thing. So yeah, there is that. And if I don't find the other 150 thyla on my way out, I may have to just come back with a flyer and find it. But my goal in taming the thylas in here is not only because it's like a great spot to find them, not have to deal with the whole redwood thing. When they do release the update of the map, I'm going to explore it by land, like we always do. That's our tradition in this exploring series, is do the initial exploring by land, and then that allows us to open it up to flyers afterwards. So I've got a good thyla already from before that we tamed, actually out by that outpost. Now this is my second one, but I thought I would breed up an uber thyla, because I might be running solo, just me on that thyla, and I wanted to get it as strong as possible. And they are the mount for exploring initially around here, because they can go vertical too, and so much of this map is vertical. For instance, if we wanted to get up there and check it out, a thyla could just run straight up it, and that would be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna breed up a really strong thyla for this, and I may use the nanny to do it. We're checking out if that's even a viable thing. How do you guys feel about the Structures Plus nanny anyway? What it does is basically for each percentage of maturation you get from a bred animal, come on y'all, you can do it. For each percentage of maturation you get a percentage of imprinting, so you don't actually have to do the kibble imprinting. And if you do any manual imprinting with it, like give it a cuddle or a walk or some kibble or whatever, it will wait until it gets back to the imprinting equaling the maturation. So it kind of guarantees you're going to come out with 100%, but it saves you from having to make the whole kibble farm to make sure you have everything for imprinting, because imprinting and breeding takes there's a possibility of them wanting 14 different kinds of kibble. So it's not every kind of kibble, but it's quite a lot of them, and I could do that, you know. It's not something I've done in this series yet. I'm not crazy about the whole kibble system and all that, because it can be quite a lag fest creating an egg farm, and you know, big multiplayer servers don't necessarily need all the different groups each making egg farms. It's a lot of extra taming, I don't mind the taming. I like taming. It'd be nice to have an excuse to tame more. But at the same time, it's got quite a toll on the server. And, you know, if games like this struggling with lag, especially as you get to more developed maps like we are, it adds a lot. So I'd like to see other ways that can be done. Those are just bugs. Anyway, yeah, let me know how you think about that. Is that cheaty? Do you want to really see me make a 14 species kibble farm? Because I certainly can, or I could just go and do it at B-Fun's. I just got to hang out at his place for 2 hours where I don't have tasks of my own to do. This one is a good saber, but I need to get the stamina up on it. But it was the one with the most weight, so I thought it would be good for me to ride. And let's see if I have actually talked long enough to get us across the desert here. Let's get away from those boars. I do not like fighting them. Their ability to regenerate health is so strong. Gotta keep going here. And let's let's get up to there and see where we're at. Actually, I see some green after that, so that might be the place to log off with you guys. But yeah, now you've seen the contrast of where it's at. I have shown you the desert officially as it exists right now and how it's existed for most of the history of this map. And then you will see the fine handcrafting that these folks have put into it. Like, again, I really encourage you to watch their streams, and it's great to be informed on what's going on, and it's just fun too. And it's always, like I said, a lively conversation and a real possibility an opportunity to interact with the map makers. How often does that happen? You know, with wildcards maps, generally they're always released as a finished product, and what it is what you get. But these guys are like really open to suggestion. They're really loyal to their viewers and people who play on the map. They want it to be the best map ever, putting just hundreds, if not thousands, probably, you know, definitely thousands of hours into the making of it, and to the point where they don't even have time to play ARK. So over there, that is the new Dragon Canyon. Let's just take a look at the map here so you can see how far I've gotten. And apparently I still didn't open up some parts of my little map here. I might have to go back and do that to be completionist too. It's not all desert on the left side of the me there. That part of the map just hasn't been, well, it actually has been drawn in, but it hasn't been released with the updates yet. The Ragnarok updates, they only come with the ARK, the bigger ARK updates when Wildcard decides to put them in. But there's actually updates happening all the time. Ooh, so there is a beta branch of this that you can be part of if you want to see where they are right now. On Steam, you can play the beta branch of the map. Of course, that comes with the associated risks of playing any beta map. I mean, there's still risks even without that, but yeah, that's even riskier. But at this point, actually, there are a lot of fixes on that map that are not on the beta branch, that are not included in this official update of it. So there you have it. So anyway, yeah, I think we're there. We have made it pretty much to the green part. Over here I'm going to have to jog south a bit so that I can avoid all the wyverns, or at least I'll assess it when I get over there. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave you here, having made it mostly across. This is MonkeyPuzzle. Let's see if I can get my whole crew into the shot here. Maybe not. Come on, everybody. Let's see. Let's get down here, maybe. No, they're camera shy. Anyway, this is MonkeyPuzzle in the bad lighting here that will be fixed. But thank you for watching till the end of this one, and I will see you in the next one. And hopefully this update will drop soon, because I am obviously hyped for it and trying to get you all hyped for it too. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.